Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we're going to be going over the top teams for the Lone Gaze boss, and there are quite a few new ones today. We're going to lead it off with the most free-to-play friendly version using no Celestial Hypogean heroes. So as you can see, we got 74 billion damage with this comp. Maybe even potential for higher than that with better RNG. Now as for the charms for this team that I'm running, you definitely want to give Sinbad charms if he's going to be your damage dealer that you use today. He is only used in a couple of teams, but if he is, then that will be important. I have him with the sorcery charms. However, Gale charms are sometimes considered a better option, and so you have to choose between Gale or sorcery onto Sinbad. However, I don't know. I think for non-Snowstomper bosses, sorcery seems to be better. For Snowstomper specifically, Gale seems to be better. Apart from that, the other heroes here definitely want to get Sonia's charms. She has arcane charms to improve the attack buff to the two chosen allies, and Smoky charms, either recovering or sorcery. Mikola charms, either arcane or sorcery. Both of these are going to enhance the attack buff they provide to their allies. My Hugin charms are not complete. They're just a mythic base set for the quality bonus, but eventually you would want to get the blast charms onto Hugin, and that would max out the potential of this team, potentially hitting even above 75 billion damage. But this is the most free-to-play friendly team. Now we're going to move on to some other options. So we have a team from Jake here. This is using a Shakir comp, but with no twins. Main Fresser in front of Mikola, Illusion in front of Shakir, and Smokey up front, Sonya buffing up the main and Illusion Fresto. You're going to need to have Shakir at plus 10 exclusive equipment or above for the Shakir comps today. And also you should have the Shakir with Mystic Charms. That is a major priority. That is going to enhance the attack buff he provides to his allies by a huge amount. Apart from that, the other heroes are the same as we mentioned here. Sonya, Mikola, Smokey, all high priority. Forester is the lowest priority, and just try to get him the Sorcery Charms, but it doesn't increase his damage by that much because it doesn't increase the HP per second portion or multipliers of his damage at all. Okay, but again, this is going to be with the Harmonic Spell. Now, one thing just to mention is that if you do not have Shakir at plus 10 exclusive equipment, there is another comp that Beepsy has just come up with, and we're going to be running that, which should do fairly well. But Shakir is really kind of important for some of the top performing comps today. Okay, so we have 87 billion damage. Not bad. Actually a really good score. And that is, yeah, we talked about the charms. So now we're going to move on to Beepsy's no Shakir version of a team. It will be Illusion Fresser in front of Ludovic, Sonya buffing up main Fresser and Smokey, and Mikola in the back with the Harmonic Spell. Harmonic Spell is doing very well today because it increases the attack and haste of all of your allies by a lot, and all of the heroes basically on a Lone Gaze team are all hitting hard and dealing high damage. Okay, so for this team, you need to have Ludovic Insight Charms. Any team involving Ludovic today, getting his Insight Charms are one of the major priorities. Apart from that, the heroes are basically the same. Fresto is the lowest priority in any comp involving Fresto. The other three heroes are kind of mid-priority on getting their charms, and I would consider Sonya the overall #1 priority after Ludovic, because I think because of the attack buff she provides to her two key allies, and the attack buff will increase by 11% with her skill power. That is why it probably is more worth it than the Smokey and Mikola charms. But those are also really valuable because they're buffing your entire team by 4% bonus attack, whereas Sonya is buffing two allies by 11% bonus attack. Okay, look at that. So that was a really good score, so credit to Beepsy for that. Almost 88 billion damage, which is really nice because this was not using twins and not using Shakir. So it can be an option for people who do not have those specific heroes built. Okay, moving on to some Shakir comps. Now we're going to move on to the Shakir and twin comps. Here we have Pro Epi's team. This is the best Shakir team. If you don't have Ludovic built, then this is probably going to be your overall best option. Main Fresser in front of Shakir, Illusion on the Stellar Bond, Lila pink-haired twin in the back, Elijah blue-haired twin in the front with the Harmonic Spell. Now, Sorcery Charms on twins are doing the best today, so you want to try to get the Sorcery Charms on twins, but of course this comp has a Shakir, so whenever there is a Shakir in the comp, getting his Mystic Charms is the absolute #1 priority. After that, probably Sorcery Charms on the twins, and then the skill power based charms on either Smokey and Mikola, and eventually both of them. And then finally, #5, the Sorcery Charms onto Fresto. Yeah, because the Sorcery Charms are not increasing Fresto's stats at all. They're just slightly increasing his raw damage multipliers, not his HP per second damage multipliers. And the raw damage in Endless Bosses is so almost meaningless. Like, that it doesn't even matter whether you really have them or not. It just maybe will be like a few 100 million bonus damage score. Okay, but look at this. This is doing pretty well so far. And with better RNG, it can hit up to 100 billion, this comp. It is going to be an RNG related comp. Lone Gaze has a lot of RNG, so keep that in mind. When you're doing your runs, look at the Fresser damage, 58.3 billion. But when you're doing your runs, make sure that you do at least 5 to 10 runs of whichever top comp you choose, because you need to get that perfect RNG to line up. It can boost your score by 4 billion damage. Like right there we got like almost 97 billion, but with RNG it is easily possible to hit 100 billion with that team comp. Okay, moving on to Beepsy's team. So this is Beepsy's more like mid-spender level of team, but if you have these heroes, you can try it. Even if your twins at lower ascension, give it a try. See if it does better than the other teams we've shown you. So main first in front of Shakir, Illusion in front of Ludovic. Now it will be Elijah, blue-haired twin in the back, Lila, pink-haired twin in the front, Smokey up front. For this comp, Insight Charms onto Ludovic and Mystic Charms onto Shakir are both top priorities, major priorities. Apart from that, number 3 would be Sorcery Charms onto twins. And then finally you have Smokey's Charms, and then the last but not last, and kind of also least, because we're doing a priority listing, is also Foresto. He's the last one. Yeah, but there's going to be so much RNG related to these comps. Is exactly going to be about the Shakir positioning. Is he buffing up as many allies as possible throughout the fight? Is he within range of Smokey while he's casting his blue aura to power Smokey's damage? These are all major factors which are going to play into your total score. Now this comp with perfect RNG is hitting 110 billion damage, which is ridiculous. I think off of this first run we're not going to get 110 billion. There's probably no way, but like we can probably hit 106 maybe. Oh no, we got, okay, 109 billion, not bad. Yeah, this did really well, but again, with better RNG, it is possible to hit even higher than this, and that is a crazy thing about Lone Gaze. Lone Gaze is a high RNG boss. You're going to have to do a lot of runs. Okay. And now we have the final, the new and improved VN Min team. This team is better than the previous best team in Lone Gaze we have shown, like in the last week, for example. And it is just kind of a different positioning. It will be main Fres in front of Ludovic and Illusion off to the side. Rainier in front of the Harak, mainly only for the charms that he's giving to the Harak, because there's no position swap happening here. And then you have Elijah, blue-haired twin in the front, Lila, pink-haired twin in the back with the harmonic spell. So on the Stellar Bond are your 2 hard-hitting damage dealers, Ludovic and the Harak. This is a crazy team, and now in today's video, what we're going to do from now on is, or from this point on in the video, is we're going to be testing Harak with his 3 different charm sets, because I've crafted all 3 for him, because I want to find out for all the bosses, what is the optimal charm set for Harak, because that is still kind of up in the air. And it needs to be decided. I think that, like, for most bosses, I feel like balance charms should be the best. And I have him currently equipped with the balance charms. And I feel like for Lone Gaze, this has to be the best, because the thing is, it just increases his attack. And that is going to increase his HP per second damage output. The other charms that he has do not increase his HP per second damage output. The Butcher charms, which increases crit and crit damage boost, that is crit only applies to raw damage multipliers. It will not apply to his HP per second damage. And so that's why I feel like I don't understand how that could possibly be the best option. And then the other charm set, which is the Sorcery charms, again, it is just enhancing the multipliers of his raw damage, like his ultimate and his skill damage, but it does not increase his HP per second damage at all. So there's 118.7 billion on the first run. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of RNG to it. The top run of today is 125 billion. And so what we're going to do now, look at the Harak damage, what we're going to do now, but then when it comes time to devouring the main Festo, you want the Harak to devour the illusion an additional time. So 119 billion damage, which is fine. Okay, we're now going to try out the Sorcery Charms. So rather than balance, we're going to try Sorcery Charms. Let's see what happens here. Okay, first run 104 billion damage. That doesn't look good. We'll do one more run, or maybe 2 more runs. Okay, we got a new record. 120 billion damage, okay. So look at that range from 104 to 120. That is ridiculous, because like the first run was way lower than we ever scored using balance charms, and then the second run is our all-time record. Okay, now finally we're gonna try the Butcher Charms for a couple of runs. I don't know, maybe Sorcery are the best. It could be possible that they are. But let's try this. So we will try now the Butcher Charms. We'll do a couple, we'll do like 3 skip runs, and then I will show you guys a new team comp. 117 billion damage on team number 1. Could it be that Butcher Charms are actually the best? I don't know. I think the problem is we can't even get a fair test because we have limited runs. That like you can't see because there's still a lot of RNG. We don't actually know if the charms are making the difference or if it is the RNG. But either way, the Sorcery Charms did get our highest score, but it also seemed like the Sorcery Charms caused the highest level of like variance in the run score. I think now we're gonna move on to this other team that Frosty has just come up with. It is a team that doesn't have Shakir in it. It just has Fresto and the Twins. Fresto and the Twins and Ludovic. So I think this is gonna be maybe a great option for players or who are kind of like at the budget level. And another great team that apparently has lower RNG than the Shakir oriented teams. So this is going to be the team. It will be Ludovic on the Stellar Bond along with the main Fresto, Elijah, blue-haired twin in the front, Lila, pink-haired twin in the back, Sonya buffing up Ludovic and the Professor Illusion, and Smokey right up front. This is going to be with the Harmonic Spell. Okay, let's go for it and see what we can get. Now, as for this, the charms will be Ludovic Insight Charms, Twin Sorcery Charms, Sonya Arcane Charms, then Smokey Recovering or Sorcery Charms, and then finally Fresto Sorcery Charms if you can afford to do that. Okay, but overall, I think with all the teams that we showed today, you should be able to get a top score for Lone Gaze. As for us, I think, I don't know, still, even with our testing, it's really difficult to say which is actually the optimal charm because Butcher and Bounce both got 119 scores. Sorcery did get 120, however, it also got some 104, which was our all-time lowest score. So, and the all-time top of today is 125 billion damage, and I don't know which charm set that was done with. Yeah, I think, okay, so this is 106.4 billion, not bad, and it did out... Well, actually, no, it didn't do as well as the Shakir comp that we showed. However, it might be lower RNG than that comp, so it is another comp just to mention and throw in there. So overall, 120 billion, not bad. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Good luck getting a top score in the Dream Realm boss today. If there's any other team that worked for you, feel free to share it in the comment section. But thank you guys for watching. If you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please smash that subscribe button. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. Thank you guys for the support. Also, feel free to join my AFK Journey Discord server. There's a link to that in the description of this video. But thank you all for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now.